This week is the week that I started on an intentional consistency journey. And today we're going to be talking about what I learned, what I have experienced, and how I will be moving forward. So the first thing that I learned, oh, if you're new here, hey, it's me, El Marie. Thank you so much for stopping in, and welcome to my journey of self-discovery, and all of the things. And I look forward to walking with you on your journey as well, because we are all on a journey of self-discovery, whether you know it or not. We're discovering stuff about ourselves every day, shedding the old and stepping into the new, evolving, and transcending into our true authentic self. So, welcome. So, let's talk about what I have learned or experienced this week. I have learned that intentionality comes with preparation. So, definitely got to start being more prepared so that I don't have an excuse, or so that I don't have an extra hurdle to jump over when I don't even need to jump. Like, I don't even need that hurdle. So the less hurdles I can have, um, will keep me on a very good track, in consistency. So it's not to say that I'm not going to have hurdles, but what I'm saying is sometimes we make decisions to put hurdles. We make decisions that put hurdles in our pathway, um, whenever we are doing, whatever journey that we're growing in and going in and moving forward in. And so I'm just trying to eliminate as many hurdles as possible. And preparation helps me to do that. So sometimes I have to, put a little bit more in the pocket for those days that are a little chaotic, those days where I may have to pivot a little bit more, those days that show me that, maybe something becomes critically prioritized. Um, and so I need to be prepared for those days. Every day is not going to be crystal clear. Every day I'm not going to have time, um, without a little bit of pressure and anxiety to get the things done and to remain consistent. So that has taught me that about preparation. It's also taught me a lot about myself, in that I've seen some of my shortcomings with, trust in God and not really trusting Him as much as I think I am. Some flaws in that as well. Really showing me that I haven't relinquished all control that I thought I had, and that I am still not in a full fledged life of surrender to God. Um, because I'm still holding tight on things that I feel like I need to control. So I need to relinquish those things. I need to let those things go. And I'm becoming okay with that. I am getting to the point where I'm seeing that, obedience is better than sacrifice. And I've read that verse so much in the Bible, and I'll put it here where it's found. I'll find it for you guys. But obedience is better than sacrifice. When that was being mentioned in the Bible, the sacrifice that the person had brought to God was not what was asked of them. Yes, it was a sacrifice. That's not what God wanted. So I'm showing up in places where God has not sent me, where God has not placed me, where God has not covered me to be in. You never want to be in a place where God's covering is not there. His presence is always there, but his covering, right? His, like, if you walk outside and you walk from underneath a covering and it's raining, do you just stay out in the rain if you don't want to get wet, or do you go back under the covering? That's the same thing that God asks of us. If He tells us to stay put under the covering or to stay put in this particular assignment, and then we try to do good somewhere else, that good is not righteous unless the Lord sent you on assignment for that. So He may have sent, I'm going to use myself as an example. He's sending me to moms, right? I started in children, and then I kind of just cultivated and went through with going with moms. If I would have stayed in children only, the covering that He has for me in this season would not be there, because I would not be in perfect alignment with him, right? I would be off the path. I would be, zigging when he's zagging, because I want to be stuck and comfortable with children, and I don't want to see the change of working with moms. Um, and that was it was funny because on my journey, I was like, oh, I'm only working with toddlers. And then God put me with, elementary school. Oh, I'm only working with elementary school. I don't want to work with middle school kids. Then God put me in middle school. I don't want to work with high schoolers. Then God gives me high schoolers. And so I just kept going with the journey, even though I was saying what I don't want to do. And then I was like, oh, I'm just going to work with the kids. I'm not working with the mamas. He was like, yeah, whatever. Just do what I asked you to do. And so since then, I've been working with moms and children together as a family unit. Um, However, if I did not grow and evolve with him in my assignment, then I would not be covered at this time. So I'm learning that another thing I'm learning is that I make things more complicated when they should be super simple. Whenever you have an assignment, if you stay in that assignment, if you have that vision for that assignment, let's say I am assigned to become the CEO of Samsung, right? Am I going to pursue a career in tennis? No. Am I going to start taking major cooking classes? No. Am I going to go and get a degree in construction? No, I'm not. My vision is set for CEO of Sony. Am I going to take tech classes? Absolutely. That's a part of the vision. Will I be talking to maybe somebody at Apple? Yes. That's a part of the vision. Will I be using all types of different electronics? Yes, I will. That's a part of the vision. So if I stay clear on my vision, if I stay focused on the vision, then I will not be making decisions that don't make sense. And that will be wasting time and money and energy. And then when that happens, you get exhausted, you feel tired in all aspects of life. And it's just because you didn't stay aligned. We have to stay aligned with the assignment and with the vision. We'll make better choices. I'm not going to say your life is going to be easy peasy, but maybe you won't get decision fatigue. Maybe that's one thing that'll benefit you staying in alignment with your assignment. It makes things simpler, not easy, but simple. Okay. You don't have to make as many choices. You don't have to figure out what decisions you're going to make. You don't have to figure out, oh my Lord, what am I going to do with my life? Because you already have a set vision in front of you. Focus on the vision. Keep life simple. Okay. And what are we going to do going forward? We're going to keep life simple. We're going to stay in this vein of consistency. We're going to start being prepared. We're going to be focused on the bigger vision of things. And it's not the vision that I see for my life is not where I'm at now. It's so much bigger than me. It's so much bigger than my life. It's so much bigger than it's a legacy. It's a legacy. And I don't have any biological children. If you want to know the story about that, I'll be glad to tell you. I don't have any biological. However, I have so many children. Did I birth them? Absolutely not. But I have children that God has placed in my life. Children. And it's not just like the little kids that you see every Sunday. No, I have kids that I see a lot. I have kids that call me mom. I have kids that call me Titi. I have moms that I work in tangent with, and they are so confident in their motherhood that they welcome the village. They welcome the community. They welcome my presence. They're okay with their kids loving me as a parental figure. They're okay with that. They're more than okay with that. And that's what the community and village is all about. It's not about replacing. I have kids that don't have moms. I have kids that were undermothered. And then I have kids that have wonderful moms, but they just need help. Especially my single moms. They just need help. And they welcome that with open arms. And I don't take that lightly. I am not arrogant in that. I'm honored. I'm graced. I'm humbled to even be able to step into households and love on these children as if I birthed them myself. I have my oldest godchild. I started with her at 10. She's now in her mid 30s. God has graced me with some beautiful children and put me in community with some beautiful families. Even decades, ago, and I'm still in contact with a lot of them, and they have children now. And I'm graced to be able to be a part of their children's life as well. Not as much as I would like to, just because life be lifing. But I'm even graced to have the time that I do have with their children. It's so funny because they like, the little kids like, what do we call you? Because they know that sometimes their mom calls me mom, and then they don't know what to call me, so I just say call me TT. It's fine. I'm old school Southern though. You better put something in front of my name. Miss TT is not my name, so that's okay. Um, we'll go into that another time because I would love to hear y'all comments about that. So anyway, back to let's be focused. So moving forward, that's what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like consistency. It's gonna look like keep on keeping on, keep on being intentional. Lots of preparation, but not overthinking. Not to go into the mode of anxiety. Not to get into an overthinking anxiety mode. Not to make preparation procrastination, but just to be prepared for those times and those days where life is life and a lot, and I may not have the time to just sit and quiet right now. The kids, I just put them to bed. They're probably laying down. We had a good night tonight. We had movie night. Some of them were able to be on their laptops, and now they're in the bed. So I had a quiet moment. Yesterday, I couldn't find a quiet moment until almost midnight, and I wasn't bothered by it because we were having a good time, and priority at that time was family time and quality time. But also a priority was making sure that I was being consistent in what I was supposed to do. So anyway, that is what this week has taught me. I am excited. I am proud of myself. I am hopeful. I am a little bit a little bit of anxiety because I don't want to quit. I don't want to stop. I don't want to start over either. I want to keep going in consistency and really enjoying the ride, not putting too much pressure on myself, but just being where I'm supposed to be, doing the assignment that I'm supposed to be doing, and just loving on y'all and hopefully building with you guys, becoming a part of your community, walking alongside of you in your journey. Let me know what you got going on. I would love to hear it. I would love to talk to you. I would love to hear about your story and where you're going and where you're at and all of the things. So make sure you comment below, please, if you feel so led. But if you feel like you want to comment, if you found value in it or you just want to keep hanging out, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Remember, in a world full of chaos, choose to focus on the good. Until next time, toodles.